That was a very evenly poised first session.
Evenly poised.
Yeah,
Would you call it evenly poised?
I would say so because see, it took good balls. Were two good balls and one bad shot.
Two good balls.
One to
Why two
Virat
good
Kohli.
balls? Huh?
That was a very good ball.
Okay.
Rahul probably that misjudgment and Shubman Gill a bad shot.
No, but yeah, Shubman Gill, you can always say that that perhaps now was a bad shot. Now
Yeah.
that he's been dismissed. KL Rahul, what was so special about that delivery? It didn't come back so much into the batsman.
Yep.
He went for it. There was no. Of course, he did move his front foot, but it was not an exaggerated front foot that came out.
Yeah.
But I thought it was he played it onto his stumps. KL Rahul.
Yep.
He was playing it, far away from. He was-
Slightly away from his body.
Exactly.
But on any given day, yeah, an inside edge dismissal is kind of unlucky in a way. But he has got only himself to blame. Lack of
Exactly.
application, lack of technique.
Exactly, I completely agree.
Yeah.
So Virat, I can still say that I thought he was playing for an arm ball that he thought will not turn. I think there was good drift with that, for the left arm spinner,
Taijul Islam.
and then it pitched and turned just a bit to clip his middle and leg stump.
Yeah, but I think this is where the problem with Virat Kohli and spin in this last 3 years has been. I think he doesn't play that much of the sweep. And the problem is if you flight the ball outside of that gap can get him bowled. But initially he goes on the back foot. That also probably is a slight technical issue that he's got at this point in time.
Well, that was at least here it was an error of judgment. And initially, I think for Virat Kohli, this has been a case. When he comes on to bat, and immediately if the spinners are operating, I think then it becomes a little tricky for Virat Kohli. But the fact of the matter is that India, they've lost 3 wickets
Yes.
in that first session. I think Bangladesh will be mighty pleased with that effort and with that whatever the score right now is reading.
Yep.
I think they'll be very very happy, to get rid of Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, and Shubman Gill.
Yes.
They should be very happy. And remember, India are playing with the 3 spinners and two fast bowlers.
Yes.
So at number 7, it's going to be
Ashwin,
and then
Aksar.
and then at 8 would be
Aksar Patel.
Akshar Patel. So
And 9, 10, 11 is Umesh, Kuldeep, Siraj.
yes, so you can say they may have gotten rid of half your batting. Although I wouldn't be surprised if your lower order batters they get some runs. But
And Rishabh Pant has really started well, 28 of 26. India are scoring at a rate of close to 3.5 per over. So 25 overs have been bowled in this one session that has been there, the first session, 85 for 3. Rishabh Pant is doing Rishabh Pant things. I mean, he's taking the attack, but there are also deft touches. I mean, the penultimate over before that was bowled before lunch, Taijul, it was just outside of Pant. Instead of hacking it to the leg side, just glided it to third man. And one wonders why he does not want to play this shot in the white ball front, because that's where you get plenty of innovation. Why does he? What is it about Test cricket that makes him play very responsibly, but when he tries to do something out of the box in ODIs and T20Is, it comes off as very irresponsible.
I think to be very honest, the field placement in Test cricket suits him, just like it used to for Virender Sehwag.
Yeah.
He is somebody who'll go after the bowlers. At least that's what we've seen here also.
Yes.
In Chittagong. So, and even if it is a mistimed shot, you can still fancy your chances that it may not land into the hands of a fielder at the boundary, especially initially, when in the initial stages of his innings. So that's one benefit when you go after the bowlers in Test cricket. And you don't get that sort of a field in white ball cricket because you have open field, you have fielders standing at the boundary. So that's why. But I think for Shubman Gill, in fact, we were discussing
Yes.
it the other day also yesterday. He's somebody who likes to, who believes that if you score runs, then only you'll get runs. I think that was the idea when he tried to sweep the bowler, that is Taijul. But the only problem was that his bat was facing towards the sky. He should have played that very stroke, but towards the ground. Just so that could have been, because and it actually got an edge also.
Yes.
It
Edge onto glove and then it popped up
yeah,
to leg
it
slip.
got-
The way how Tendulkar used to play the sweep, just
yeah, that
kept
was,
it totally down on the ground. So that's
Yes.
why. But on the first impression, there are many things. Is this pitch already starting to turn a lot? I think it was just proper disciplined bowling, I thought, from Bangladesh.
and see, Bangladeshi spinners, they are not big turners of the ball. It's a fact. And what usually happens is, this is a fresh wicket. Fresh as in, there must have been some moisture, and we saw that they introduced their spinners in the seventh over itself.
Yes.
So initially, when there's a bit of moisture on the wicket, what it does for the spinner is it grips also. When you
Yes.
have wicket is a bit damp, it helps the bowler to or the ball to grip a bit, which does offer a bit of turn also. And Bangladesh, the good thing about the Bangladeshi spinners is that they are not big turners of the ball, so they keep their line wicket to wicket.
Yes.
So if you miss, it can you can get leg before. If you miss, you can get bowled also. So that, I think, that is what happens usually. It can take your outside edge also and the inside edge also, because if the ball turns, it can, because it will be a fraction of maybe bit of turn when I say for a left arm spinner, and it can take your outside edge. But in case of for example, in case of Virat, perhaps he thought that this will come with the line,
With the angle, yeah.
with the angle. So but it pitched, it drifted, pitched, and just about turned the amount of turn that the bowler needed. That is exactly what he got. And
Yeah, I mean, see, as we have seen left-arm spinners in the past. I mean, classic case, Rangana Herath. He wouldn't rely on turn. He would rely on accuracy
Yeah.
and constant pressure. And then he would slide the arm ball in. No change in action. That is the best part about a left-arm spinner nowadays. Be it Jadeja, be it Shakib, be it Taijul, be it Herath. They don't have that appreciable change in action when they deliver the arm ball or they deliver the normal ball. So that also becomes a case of misjudgment for the batsman.
Yes.
See, for Mehdi Hassan, just before the lunch break, he got one ball to go straight on. Had it drifted in, Pant would have been in trouble. He let the ball go. It was not very far from the off stump. So the straighter deliveries are actually causing a lot of misjudgments for the Indian batters. And that's where, is this the main reason why our spinning, our ability to play spin, which was the best in the world, has taken a beating? Because everybody is now saying we can't play spinners.
No,
Rahane was the classic case.
see, Siddharth, I have another theory to it, that why Indian batters now do not play spin as well as they used to. Because if you see, the Indians, they were considered to be the best
Yes.
batters when it came to playing against spin. Now what has happened is, because at that time you used to play a lot of domestic cricket.
Yeah.
Now you don't play that much of domestic cricket. If you see the likes of Shreyas Iyer, for example, why I'm talking about Shreyas Iyer is that he's still finding his feet in international cricket, in this Indian cricket setup. So he has gone through that grind of playing in domestic cricket. So if you pick any batter who has played or who's gone through that grind of domestic cricket and he graduates to international level, you will see that he would play spin better than the batters who are already there in the Indian cricket setup. For example, a Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and the other batters, because they don't play spin that often anymore. Compared to the ones that who are now playing in domestic cricket. That is one of the reasons why I think that the quality against playing spin has gone down for the Indian batters.
And do you think because You remember there was a time when we couldn't play pace. The BCCI said, okay, let us have grass on all the domestic wickets where you play in. Has that also resulted in a negative impact for
Where
producing?
has it happened?
In India?
Where?
There was a proposal.
I understand. I understand that Eden Gardens is one ground where Saurav Ganguly, when he became the CAB president, he made it a point that I'll prepare wickets that have bounce and movement. So that is one ground.
Chinnaswamy?
Chinnaswamy, you can still say Bangalore. It also has runs, by the way.
Yeah.
So, you have not been. So, basic nature of the wicket, you may not be able to change too much. The basic nature. You can get soil from anywhere, but the basic nature of the wicket, especially, in the initial part of the day, it can help the faster bowlers. But later on, I think the true nature of the wicket will come into play. So that is one thing. But and then you don't play spin that often. You play too much of white ball cricket. So,
Correct.
so I think and irrespective whether these are Bangladeshi spinners who are not big turners of the ball, or the bowlers, for example, a Moin Ali, a Nathan Lyon, or anybody, the leg spinners also. Indian batters now have started to struggle. Started now. When I say now would start from maybe
5 to 7 years ago.
Absolutely.
5 to 7 years ago. So, okay, Akash Bharadwaj is asking a question for you, Rahul. Why is it Rishabh has not cracked T20s and ODIs? Love your duo. Thanks, Akash. But Rahul did mention that because of the field placements that is there in ODIs and T20Is, and the field placement which is much more attacking in tests, Pant can be a bit more aggressive and it can pay off.
He can afford to.
Yeah, he can afford to. But unfortunately, in ODIs, T20Is, it does not pay off most of the time. So, unfortunately, that is the case. But there is more criticism on KL Rahul. What can you say? Crazy X is like saying his aggression is missing. But why is that aggression missing from KL Rahul? See, he had a great start. He's your only all format consistent player. I mean, as far as if you ignore the say strike rate and big match pressure matches, his numbers are still good. But then, what is it about KL? Why is nothing going in favor of KL Rahul at this time? Is it because he himself is unsure about his place, or whether he has a mental block of some sort?
See, as far as Test cricket is concerned, he in the recent past he has got he's played some good innings.
Yes.
Especially the one that
South
one that
Africa.
India played in England.
England, yes.
Last year, that the one that India played, he played in England last year. I thought that his partnership with Rohit Sharma at the top was one of the reasons why India did so well in Australia when they were leading 2-1. After, of course, the series got interrupted because of a number of COVID cases that happened in the Indian team. But that is one thing. But when you said, I think it has more to do with the mental demons for KL Rahul. Lack of confidence, perhaps. I think even he would be thinking that am I sure of a place in the... Because I think in white ball cricket, now you'll have to see whether you want to put KL Rahul in that same bracket of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, or you realize that we need to blood youngsters in that Indian team. And when I say youngsters, so that is in terms of experience. There you have a Surya Kumar Yadav who's currently sure of a place in T20 cricket, but is he sure of his place in ODIs? I don't know. Because KL Rahul is there, Shreyas Iyer is there, Surya Kumar Yadav is there, Rishabh Pant is there, Sanju Samson is there. Unless you get some other, somebody else also. Or if you are not able to fit in an Ishan Kishan in the top order, then perhaps even Ishan Kishan in that middle order. After all, in the last T20 World Cup, the one that India played in Dubai 2021, when the chairman of the selection committee, Chetan Sharma, he himself said that we are looking at Ishan Kishan as a floater. He can bat up the order, he can bat in the middle order also. So I think KL Rahul will now have to earn his spot in white ball cricket. That is what I think. As far as your Test cricket is concerned, I think we'll have to see. We will still, I think KL Rahul still has time.
He still has time, but many of our family members do not agree about KL Rahul because I think he is battling those inner demons, and those demons are becoming bigger and bigger as every day progresses. Cricket, Mayank Pokhriyal saying, cricket at its best when Pujara Pant batting together. Oh yes, that duo has
Contrasting.
stitched.
And a contrasting
course.
combination. No?
One is actually the inventor of baseball, if you have to look at it. I mean, Pant has been doing this before baseball. Counter-attacking, scoring at a high strike rate, and that's how it is. You want to take that, Rahul?
This one?
Yes.
Sheikh Naz's Habibi. Arre, yaar. You used to be, you've changed your name. And he is saying, Mr. Rawat, how arrogant can you be that you believe Bangladesh can be beaten with eyes closed? Didn't you read Taijul's stats in Chattogram and Shakib's stats in Mirpur before judging? I don't know, yaar. I won't call myself. I shouldn't be calling myself, but you are calling me arrogant.
See,
so I don't know.
we all know Shakib is a beast in Mirpur. But Taijul has done well in Chattogram.
But I'll admit one thing. Before the start of this series, or this tour, I said that India should win the ODIs 3-0 and Test series 2-0. And as it happened, India lost the ODI series 2-1. After losing the first two ODIs. I think Bangladesh played really well, and the Indians were below par, to be very honest. Now in test matches, also I thought that India should win the test series 2-0. Today is just the first day, and only the first session is over. India can still win this test match because there's still a good amount of cricket to be played. But yes, I think Bangladesh have been. I think they must have got a lot of confidence from that series win in the ODIs now.
Yeah, that always carries forward into something. Because look, Bangladesh have underwhelmed when it comes to the longest format of the game. I mean, they've just won one test in this entire World Test Championship cycle, but that test was against New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Yes, and that was the start of New Zealand's downward trend because New Zealand are out of contention in the World Test Championship. They haven't won a single series. They couldn't even win at home this time. The last series that they have is against Sri Lanka in March. But if they win that, they are still out of contention. So that is why.
Yes, Abhinav. Great match yesterday.
Yep.
Of course, it turned out to be a one-sided affair, courtesy.
But revenge is sweet. 3-0 Croatia had beaten Argentina in 2018.
But that wasn't in the knockout.
It was the league stage.
It was the league stage.
It put Argentina on the brink because they had drawn to Iceland and they had to beat Nigeria. So revenge is best served in the biggest stage, and Messi's brilliance, one penalty, one assist, combined with Julian Alvarez's 2 goals, and Argentina are in the final after 2014.
I hope the final, even though a lot of people would be actually hoping for a Morocco win, by the way. I'm pretty sure because it's an underdog story. Everybody would want. This is the first Islamic country,
first African nation ever to reach the.
African nation.
They are in the CAF. First Arab and African nation to ever make it to the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. Cameroon, Senegal and Ghana had done it before. But now Morocco's gone one step ahead. And it won't be surprising because France lost to one former colony of Tunisia. Now if they lose to their other former colony of Morocco, it will be termed the biggest upset in the history of the FIFA World Cup because France are the defending champions, high on form, and Morocco, forever the underdogs, man, they can pull off a big win. But
exactly,
it will be Argentina-Morocco if the final is, then you'll have to root for Morocco for sentimental reasons. But mentally, Messi's got it.
My heart and mind both will be with the Argentina now.
Of course. The force is with them, and Messi is playing like a man possessed.
Yeah, he's playing like a dream, to be very honest. And, although for Morocco to upstage France will not be easy, with Giroud, Kylian Mbappe,
Yep.
and I think
And then there is Shumeni,
exactly.
Aurelian Shumeni, who
So it's not going to be easy. Tonight we'll get to know.
Yep.
Will it be Argentina versus France or Argentina versus Morocco? My guess is versus France, but I would want
Yep.
it to be easy for Argentina to, in the
course.
finals.
36 years of pain could be ended on December 18th because that is when the final is. Here, there's one last question before we sign off. Will it be a low scoring match? Depends on Pant's knock. If by the looks of it, you should get a total of 400. Bat first, bat only once, but bat
long.
big. That is the mantra, and because I think this pitch will continue to deteriorate. Because don't be fooled by the grass cover. That grass cover is there only to hold the pitch together, and that the cracks don't become bigger. That's the simple way, is it? And it isn't sharp turn exactly. It isn't sharp turn at all. So yes, it will be Sarthak Sehgal.
What is your question,
Upar
Sarthak?
tha, I think. I think it was up. I am happy to be tagged as a KL Rahul non-believer, but he's overhyped. He's only player who has scored 600 plus every season in IPL. You mean, and still team doesn't get in the knockouts, and his best was fourth. But was that KL's fault that he scored 600 runs, but he batted at a strike rate, say for Punjab Kings, because he didn't have batting after that. That is probably the fault of the team management that they didn't pick the right composition in the auction.
No, I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I think you've been picked as a leader of that group, and Punjab on paper every year.
Yeah.
Siddharth, every year they
Every
look
year.
really good.
They look excellent.
So I can understand, just at the crunch moment, whenever the IPL begins, suddenly you see that all those players who looked so very promising on paper,
they turn into pulp.
Exactly, suddenly. So it's not I'm not blaming KL Rahul for the fault of other batsmen, but something is amiss. Something is amiss, to be very honest.
I will only say one thing, that is captaincy is not proactive, Sarthak. Simple. It's he hangs back and waits for things to happen.
Yes. And at times, his body language gives away the situation the match is in. To be very honest, even if he's there in the field and looking at him, if his team is down and is going through a rough phase at the moment, I think I can just sense it by looking at his face, at KL Rahul's face. So that's the case.
So we are all set to start the second session, which will be a very important one, especially for Pant and Pujara. If India to reach 350, 400, this duo along with Shreyas Iyer, they hold the key now. So 350, 400, that is the range at which they should get it. I hope they do, and we'll be back for the tea session then after that. I hope Pant can continue his heavy scoring.
Yeah.
Pujara, as usual, the rock. And Pujara, by the way, is when he started, he was on 6. Pant has reached to 28 of 26. And Bangladesh, Shakib, Taijul will be the key, because these are the 3 spinners that Bangladesh are operating with. Taijul, Shakib, Mehdi Hassan. And then you have Ibadat, and you have one more pacer, because Tuskin was ruled out with the back injury, so he couldn't be picked. So thank you so much, Host. And Crazy X liked your shoes, by the way, that you wore on Sports yesterday. Crazy X liked your shoes that you wore.
Oh yeah, those are gifted ones. Thank you, yaar. Thank you.
Okay,
very much. Bye-bye.
thank you. We'll see you in the tea break.